My name is Jordan Rice. I graduated from Carthage College in 2017, where I majored in physics with an emphasis in astrophysics. I'm currently in my office at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, where I am a configuration manager and formerly a project support specialist for the Near Space Network that's within the Exploration and Space Communications Division here at NASA. The Near Space Network provides communication and navigation services to spacecraft from about low Earth orbit all the way out to about 1 million miles away. Spacecrafts that we support are like the Hubble Space Telescope. In my new role as a configuration manager with the Near Space Network, I'll be responsible for maintaining and organizing all the documentation that the engineers create. So this is documentation that relates to the communication and navigation services that the network provides to missions. One of my job functions that I created while I was a project support specialist that I'll be taking with me as a configuration manager is the risk management process. So I was fortunate enough to be given the role as the risk manager for my project, where I help create and write risks as well as maintain the database that we keep our risks in. So risks are anything that could be an issue in the future for our project, whether it's schedule, cost, technical problems that we're running into, anything like that. And I actually felt really comfortable taking over this role due to some of the extracurricular activities that I participated in at Carthage. There were so many extracurricular activities that I took part in at Carthage that I would not have been able to have done probably anywhere else in the country. Some of these opportunities were the RockSat program, which is where you build a payload and then launch it on a suborbital rocket out of the Wallops Flight Facility, which is just 2.5 hours away from me. I also was the Astronomy Magazine's first ever science writer intern, so that was an opportunity I would not have gotten anywhere else, considering they're based out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. At Carthage, I was even able to continue to pursue my passion of science education by taking activities out into the community, to schools, and showing off physics activities that we could do to make it a little bit more accessible and not so scary. The most impactful internship I think I had to get to where I am now was my internship right after I graduated from Carthage, where I was an intern actually here at NASA Goddard as a Office of Communications, like journalism, multimedia intern. And being here and talking with scientists and engineers, I knew that this is where I wanted to come and be and work in the future. So I did as much as I possibly could to make it so I could come back and work here full time. I went on and got a master's degree in science journalism from Boston University. Some of the things I love about my job are the other duties as assigned in my job description. So I got to do and put together all of the artwork that is in our Near Space Operations Control Center. It's basically our mission control center here at Goddard to support missions when they launch. And they had been doing this massive overhaul, redoing the whole space, and they needed new artwork. The shuttles, we don't launch anymore, and so we wanted to replace these with more modern technologies that we are supporting. And so I got to help and create all the artwork that is now in that facility, which is very exciting and not something I ever thought I would get to do. Giving tours and showing people where spacecrafts are actually built and tested, people love it, I love it, and it's just a really cool experience. And the fact that I can just walk up the hill and go and see what they're doing any time of day that I want is really humbling, and I love just watching things change over time to see and then eventually launch these spacecraft. I always knew that I wanted to go into physics. I had the dream of becoming an astrophysicist and maybe even working at NASA one day. Obviously, I didn't end up becoming an astrophysicist, but I did end up working at NASA. There's so many ways to get here. One of them is by getting a physics degree. You're gonna get so much information and skills sets that you're not gonna get with a lot of other degrees. I know physics is hard and scary, and math is hard and scary, and that is a good part of physics, but the problem-solving skills that you get and the computer skills, whether that's just with Microsoft Word or Python, coding languages. These were all things that I were able to take forward also into my advanced degree. Having that background knowledge of how things work in the world physically was really, really helpful in even my job as a project support specialist. I was able to understand all the things that they were talking about, maybe not perfectly, but I had a good enough idea. And I honestly can't imagine my life not doing the physics degree. Even though it was really hard, it was still probably one of my favorite moments for taking all my physics classes. Yes, I did try to take them all.